and I mean, it eliminated, bluntly and honestly, some of the struggle as well. I'm of two minds about that. Not happy that the struggle was eliminated, but that was the truth, and because we empowered Jeff to shape the journey along his wishes, that was his choice to whether, stay, and I mean, it's weird because we can't even say that he would have to create an artificial struggle for himself, because uh, knowing that you guys were out there and many others were out there willing to help him, spring him forward, and him wanting to cover a lot of ground in his kind of thirst, that precluded working in some way. So no easy answer on this one. The question is a good one. See what happens with the third. Laszlo's Palinka is the best cold medicine, Z. Absolutely. Who out there has drank Palinka? I have powerful stuff. I remember as a child, my father used to make it. I remember sitting in a kitchen, and he would. It was a very elaborate process that people took extremely seriously, and they would essentially distilling it at the house, and it filled the home with this unbelievable aroma. I mean, some people call aroma of these plums and the brandy, the intense flavor of the alcohol was just floating through the house, and various huge pots and of different sizes sitting and endlessly boiling off this stuff, and pipes running back. And I followed regularly, who was an engineer at 100% full, which had measurements in there, and he would endlessly dip it in to see the alcohol level, which was outrageous. I mean, it would start at like 59% or 60% alcohol, and he would say, I think that's too much, down a bit. But he would never take it much more south of like 55 or 52, which is still well over 100 proof, by US. But Palinka is great stuff. Can't drink it all the time. It will kill you. It's good for a cold. In fact, Hungarians have an expression that says, um, I'll say it in Hungarian, Palinkás jó reggelt kívánok, which means, I wish you a good morning with a glass of Palinka. Anyway. Favorite animal interaction of the trip. Okay, this has come up. I think the monkeys at, I didn't film this segment, it was Josh. Monkeys at, VAR, but Angkor Wat. Yeah, the monkeys at Angkor Wat. I think they stumbled upon these monkeys by accident. He's in Cambodia, actually, and they did it. And Jeff was over the moon about feeding them and chasing them around, and got their suitable spot in the webisode, and that was great. And but he liked it. I mean, there's a little bit in this Florida one. If you're still out there, or Kristen Moretti, who we stayed with in Florida, saw a little lizard on the ground, and he picked it up and he put his hand on his palm. There's no place for it in the edit, it's a little interaction. There was the Thai war elephants, which were ferocious and fierce creatures, and scared of those, I think. Baby elephants were great too. When will Jeff have access to his own money? Well, definitely once he finishes the show, and look, even now we're here in New York, and it's no longer about, who we're staying with, and essentially the mission of returning to New York was accomplished, and so we're not holding up on technical details right now about how we spend these last few hours, but I know that he's very ready to go and do just a bit of basic shopping, get his cards back. Wow, who asked this? Watching for his interest in neuroscience. I don't think so. I don't think so. I was just steered into a path of science from high school to university. Um, will Julie Chen interview Jeff in the morning or a different anchor? I still don't have any such clue right now, because it changes sometimes at the last moment. I'm not sure if it's going to be her. She's got that new show now, doesn't she? And I think that may be keeping her busy or maybe keeping her on the West Coast. I really don't know. So, oh, she's no longer a co-anchor, someone pointed out. Okay, I like her. She's one of my likes on Facebook, but I've never speak with her except for that brief meeting when we left. Um, Souvenirs people are asking about, did we bring stuff back? Um, what did I bring back? You know what's in my bag? I have a little statue, a little Buddha statue that I got from that head monk in Chiang Mai at that temple. He basically didn't speak his language, but he when we left, he gave us each a little thing like that. And when a monk gives you a statue like that, I'm not superstitious or like a big believer, but you kind of don't want to throw those away until probably you finish a trip. So his little thing was it had a note in it. I remember it had the Thai letters on one side, and then you flip business card, and then it gave his name, which was like one of those 6-word Thai names of many lineages. 40. Yeah, we heard that Jeff is going to throw away all his clothes after the trip. I think that a lot of the clothes are very well worn, and yeah, some of them need to go. I think my shoes are going to go. It's after Mumbai, I stepped into some stuff and the cover things going to he left it for kind of for charity. Our Mike was there. God bless him. Um, and then Mike, as a big gesture, sent the stick back to Jeff's parents. But anyway, the stick made its way back to Chicago. CBS reaction to the show, very positive. I'm going to find out more tomorrow. Very positive. Again, we hit our numbers, as I said before. So we are hopeful that there will be a season 3. No confirmation of that as of yet. Um, so we'll keep plugging away. Um, does CBS realize how popular Jeff is? Yes, absolutely. They know, and they picked him, and they lined him up with us. Don't forget that's all started not by accident that he was on those reality shows and that he suggested to us, and that's why we very special support amongst the people. Resonates with the everyday person, which is something that people either have or they don't have. We picked him in like we had to give our agreement to it. Suggested him to us. He came and met with us. We talked to him, and then we said that was the process. Um, why was Jordan included? Well, I mean, Jordan is his life, so that was a legit thing that would have come up during the show anyway. But of course, I mean, this is TV, an entertainment medium, publicity medium. So, and we know also how much Jordan is loved and how much he's in the public eye. So, no, no mincing words here. That her presence and popularity brought extra popularity. I hope we did it in a tasteful way. I hope that I handled those webisodes myself. Hope that it brought you guys some joy with having her on the show. compliments. I see them scrolling by. There is a special thing about their relationship and romance. Fascinating to me how it touches basically the common person, not the, I mean the everyday person. There's something special about it. I think the way they are to each other, to the world, their vulnerabilities, their strengths. Watch from the inside and my kind of like 360-degree view on salute your dedicated support to both of them. It means a lot to them, you know, and it might not come out and be as vocal about it as I am. They banter, yes. Not bicker, they banter, it's true. Do you think they will get married? Hour with information? No. I don't know. I mean, I think they're definitely on a strong path. I saw no indication that they would break up or separate. I think that there's also a pretty serious path to have Jordan relocate to Chicago. The timing of this is difficult to predict right now with her school and work commitments, but I think that's generally the thing. Jeff is pretty vocal about probably not moving to Charlotte because it's just not the right city for his ambitions, and but I think vice versa might be true. We'll love Chicago. Does Jeff have any jobs lined up after this? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. Again, things might change extremely rapidly. They might be changing tonight. They might be changing tomorrow. The powers that be have information that we don't know yet. I think it would be silly for them not to utilize Jeff's presence and skills, which will combine and hone as time goes well as a host. I think he as a formal host in a more traditional environment. He started in this extreme production environment. I think he held his weight up very well. So I have to thank him for that. Will excel, I think, in hopefully they'll give him that. Like I said, I suggested a cooking show, perhaps with a travel angle. That might be an immediate strength that he could, let's say, build with and take his career and 30-minute show, perhaps, or something like that. You would love to see my family. Well, thank you. Um, many of you are my friends on Facebook. Just know that I accept everybody with exception on Facebook friends. So if you want me to add you, please, by all means, send me a message. I will add you, and like that, you will get a peek into my life via my page. Keep a fairly regular presence on Facebook, so you will see pictures and exposure and be out there. So hopefully we can all stay in touch. I'm certainly going to stay in touch with the JEJO site and with people beyond and many other supporters who are not directly from JEJO. It's all a great community. Sites are great and supportive. So I'm not hesitate ever to contact me. A big I value when someone takes the write a generosity of spirit that I try. Did you enjoy New Orleans? Would you do Mardi Gras? Absolutely. Big plug to the South and to the spirit of the South. I always said this, coming from the North. I loved it, and Chantal was great, and that was just a great vibe there. And Southerners, let's say hold back less in their emotions and in their feelings and their joie de vivre, little French there, and everything, and their food and their passion. And so that's right up my alley. I loved it. I would go back and do Mardi Gras. So please invite me down, and hopefully all those friendships will be maintained.